Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Currently supposed to be studying for finals, but I'm taking a quick break to answer some of your research related questions. Recently, thank God, I got my first publication, which took me forever to get to this point. I want to just talk a little bit about it and share my information with you. So I feel like this information is so important and so essential. I feel like a lot of students don't know how to maneuver getting an opportunity, getting published, things like that. I'm going to answer your questions. This is going to be so high yield. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you like it or share it with people so they can also be informed. I'm just going to summarize a little bit my research experience for you. I started off at the end of fourth year and I had mentors who helped me out. So basically, I remember when I was like in first year, I was kind of just like this disgruntled student walking around like frustrated because I knew I needed a research opportunity, okay? I don't know how to get that opportunity. I was under the impression that you had to be like a senior in college to publish. The only other outlet for me to publish would be to take a large sum of money and to volunteer my time as an unpaid research assistant or something somewhere in the US or in Europe. So it was very important for me to find this opportunity. I didn't know how it was going to happen. At the end of fourth year, I had an opportunity, which was those, I'm going to call them silly because students think it's silly, which is the 5 mark. You know, the presentations that you have at the end of clinicals. I had this opportunity in ophthalmology to present a topic, and I basically was at a crossroads. Either I wasn't going to do it because I hated working with my team, I'm going to be very honest. I did not like working with them. And the other option was to just, you know, put my big girl pants on and just do it. I was very just frustrated with, I'm usually the kind of person who everyone leaves the workload onto them in a group project, so that's what had happened. But basically, just to give you like a time frame of what had happened, was the presentations were every Thursday, so it was 2 weeks. The first group had to do their presentation on Thursday, and I had the opportunity to watch them and to see what this department in particular had certain standards, which are very high. To this day, that is my favorite department. Just like the head of that department is just such an amazing person. But like, he was there and 20 other doctors. So it's up to you to decide, do I want to be the lazy student who is just gonna like, you know, hold their notes and be like, you know, rocking back and forth and be like, here's my presentation, it's on blah, 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 and then leave and read from your notes. And like, I was just like, no, I saw there's a certain character that this department has, and it's something that really just turns around my whole experience in my college, to be honest. I felt very motivated. It was something I hadn't felt before. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna be that student. I'm not gonna sit there and just ruin this opportunity. I have a chance to show what I've got in front of the head of this department and 20 other doctors. So I don't care if my teammates are just annoying me that day, and I just did my presentation, and thankfully they really appreciated my presentation. After that, I was able to make contact with one of the doctors who is so very, very active with research. And she literally just, the minute she saw me, she was just like, if you're available over the summer, like we could work together on a research opportunity. I was just like, oh my God, finally it clicked, like the thing that I'm looking for after 4.5 years. It finally happened. It was just like such a moment for me. That was the highlight of all of my 6 years in college here. That day was the best day for me. And really it changed my whole perspective, my whole attitude on everything, but that's a whole other conversation. But that is how I basically got started off into research. And now we're at this moment today where I finally have the skills necessary to publish as an author, as lead author. And like I said at the beginning, I want to be able to share this information with you if you're interested in learning more. And if you have more questions, either follow me on Instagram and send me a DM there, or comment down below and I will do my best to continuously talk about this topic, and I'm more than happy to share my information with you. So I have some of your questions here, and the first question is it worth the effort to get published, or is it better to focus your efforts into more studying? So there's this thing I want to talk about, which is basically this ethnocentric grade-centric attitude of students. For the first 6.5 years of your medical career, those are highlighted maybe by your grades, okay? There's something you really have to understand. Outside of your academic life, either you continue into academia or you don't, and most of us don't. What begins to highlight you as a doctor is other things, your clinical skills, how you interact with patients, whether or not you publish research. There's so many other things that will highlight your success as a person. It's not just grades. The one thing I think you can benefit from is to just escape the mindset of grades, grades, grades all the time. They are important, but they are not the only thing that highlight your success. And I don't imagine that 20 years later from now, being a doctor, you're still gonna say, oh, I got imtiaz in physiology. Nobody's gonna care. And you're gonna get the rewards. They're not gonna be obvious right away, but they will help you in the long run. You will definitely benefit. So as regards to research, I will definitely recommend that you try to get published. The thing is, most people don't know that research is a huge umbrella term for a whole bunch of stuff. You can do a review, which is the nature of my paper, and that can be done basically at home on your computer. The options are endless. It's not just clinical research. I feel people only think of research, they think like patients, giving them medications and things like that. No, the spectrum is very, very wide. When you realize this, you realize you'll definitely find an opportunity that is suited to your schedule or your needs. The next question is it possible to get published as a student in Egypt? And this kind of ties in with what I'm saying. Of course you can get published. The thing is you really just have to recognize that research is not just clinical research, right? You could do a review, like I said, you can do that straight from home. You can do poster presentation. It's not just clinical stuff. Is it possible to get published? So here's the thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about, which is what I notice about students is sometimes there's an overconfidence involved. Being overconfident and not knowing, not having the skill to accept the fact that you still have a lot to learn is something that is very detrimental. If you don't have the mindset to adapt, to anticipate failure, you might reject the whole notion altogether. The only issue, the only problem that you have is lack of experience or lack of knowledge. So to fill in that gap, get a mentor to help you. Find a doctor who is active in research, that's very important, and someone who is willing to help you get published. That can help you fill in the gap. You're either going to risk learning it as you go and risk maybe getting rejected if you don't do something right, or you can work with someone who has more experience. Is it possible to get published? Definitely. Do I recommend you going solo? I don't recommend that. Until you have enough confidence in yourself, getting a mentor is definitely something that will help you. I don't want you to be in the position where you are too confident and then you get suddenly blindsided by someone telling you your work sucks. It's gonna happen. Like, I've had it done to me, I've seen it done to other people. You're gonna see a peer reviewer who just doesn't see eye to eye with your work. Be lenient to the idea of getting help from someone else. And the last question is, what are the benefits to being established early in research? There's a lot of benefits. You're basically gonna have so many opportunities that you don't know of. Students, I find, sometimes can be a little bit impatient, and that could be your downfall with research. Research can take a very long time. I know I said a review could take 2 weeks to write up. I wrote my review in 2 weeks, and I sent it out July the 5th. I got a response September 4th, and it was published end of October. And by those terms, even the 3 months or so is considered great for research. It's a very slow process. You need to be very patient. Like, just anticipate the idea that the rewards will come, but at a slower pace, okay? But they will be there, for sure, they will be there. So that's one of the benefits of starting off early is you have that necessary time to start building yourself up. Once you do start building yourself up, you're just going to get more and more opportunities in the form of jobs, for example. Someone could reach out to you, and it doesn't even matter, like anywhere. You can get a doctor here suddenly telling you, can I please use your help in publishing my work? You could reach out to doctors abroad and say, hey, I'm interested in your body of work. Is there an opportunity to work with you? There are so many things. Like, I know for myself, like, I was able to, thankfully, and all of this is really, truly, like, from God. Like, this is just a miracle that I even got these opportunities. Really, like, alhamdulillah, like, I'm so grateful for this. But basically, I was able to even take my own research experience and turn it into a job for myself, which is to help doctors whose English isn't their first language, to help them just edit their work, because a lot of the times they have the science, but they don't have the language to express it, and they get rejected very early on from editors because they can sense that the writer is non-native English. I was able to branch out from there and make an actual job and support myself. Being established early is so important. you're gonna fill in this time gap that most doctors can't do now. Research is part of the job. Don't think of it as something separate. It is better to start now. There's so many opportunities to come about from starting off young. You're gonna get skills, you're gonna get jobs, you're gonna get opportunities. It's definitely something you shouldn't put off. I hope I answered all of your questions. If you guys have any more questions about research, I am more than happy to try to answer them for you. And I hope this video was helpful for you. So I hope you guys can try research as a student, get together with a group of friends, try to send out a review. A review is your best thing to do as a student, and just try it out. Don't be discouraged by failure. Try to expand your horizons, and you're definitely gonna feel really great about it. I really hope that you guys are motivated to try it yourself. I think I'm gonna end this vlog here. Yeah, I have to go back and study for my finals, so I will see you guys in the next video.